You know, when I look around at all the entrepreneurs who are grinding it out, spending 70 to 80 hours per week growing their business, you have to ask yourself the question, at what cost? Hi, my name's Tim Uchuk, and in this podcast, we're going to be exploring the tools, tactics, and strategies for crushing it and scaling your business without making the ultimate sacrifice of your time and freedom. Hey, hope you're doing well. Tim Uchuk here. It's been, I think it's been like 2 weeks since the last episode went up, so I apologize. Lots obviously going on in our world these days. So I can tell you our focus has been on, I talked about this in a recent episode about, having finite energy. We all have finite energy, finite resources. And during times like this, it's almost like our tanks get drained, our batteries get drained much more quickly because there's so many unknowns, so many challenges to face on a daily basis. We've got I know the government's rolling out in Canada and in the U.S. There's a compensation plan or a subsidy that's going out. So I know a lot of you are facing a lot of stress right now, and I just wanted to share a strategy that I think can help you get ahead of it to the extent that you can. So yeah, again, on our end, I've been trying to keep my tank full every single day, keep my batteries charged, because they just, during times like these, they drain faster. And so if there's ever a time to stay hydrated, get your rest, take care of yourself, if you can get out there in nature to recharge, times like this, like those habits couldn't be more important, because we gotta, especially as leaders, keep our batteries charged. So it is the start of a quarter. I always love the start of quarters because, as a lot of you guys know, I work in 4 seasons every year. We break down goals into 90-day targets. We reverse engineer them into an action plan. It's all measurable. It's all clear. And I love it because this is my sanity. Once the plan is set, I don't need to think anymore. It's all about executing. And that's what I want to share with you is how you can really quickly apply a similar strategy, a similar framework within your life. And really all you need to get going is a pen and paper. And if you want to include your leadership team on this exercise, then I recommend you do that as well. Because what I found is when you go through the exercise I'm going to share with you, I just love the different ideas, the different angles that our team members can bring up. So ideally, if you are going to involve your team members, we often have for our leadership team, depending on the size of your business. I mean, if you've got a supervisor for one of your departments, or maybe there's just 3 or 4 of you in the office. Larger business, typically the manager, supervisor for each department or function would be the ones you'd want to involve. So you've got one brain or proxy represented from the various areas. And if you're a smaller business, then less people need to be involved. So what you want to do is get everybody around in a room, and if you're social distancing, then use Zoom for this, even better. All you need is a pen and a piece of paper, and you're going to go through, it's kind of like an abbreviated or a different spin on a SWOT analysis, where you're going through strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. I think this is a more effective way to do it, honestly, because you'll see with the different buckets that I'm going to share with you, you're able to get more information in your brainstorming session, more actionable information. So 5 categories, and you're going to time box an exercise, set a timer for 5 minutes, and you're all going to, the preface of this will be, let's say that 90 days has passed. 90 days have passed, and you're talking with your future selves 90 days from now. And assuming 90 days has passed, let's go through each of these categories and brain dump. Number 1 of 5. Number 1 is all of the dangers or risks we would like to have eliminated 90 days from now. Start with that bucket. And by the way, there could be overlap between these categories. It's more to get your brain going. So don't be too fixated or concerned if there is overlap. That's okay. So dangers, risks that we would like to have eliminated 90 days from now, right? 90 days it's like the Goldilocks. It's far enough that you can actually ramp up and get some stuff done, but it's not too far off like a year where too many things can change. Okay, so number 1, risks or dangers to be eliminated. Number two, opportunities to be captured. What are the biggest opportunities in front of you that you would like to capture 90 days from now? And so I'll just go through a couple on the danger risk side, stuff that's top of mind for me to be eliminated. Risks would be, sales drying up, for example, or let's say that we can't cover our overhead because the sales have dried up. Let's say that our number one customers who are, paying the bills during the good times, what if they go away? Because they are one of the businesses or industries that are getting zapped by the challenges going on right now. So biggest dangers would be, to be eliminated, that kind of stuff. Where are you most exposed? Tribal risk dangers where maybe there's, one or two people. What if they got sick and were wiped out? Do we have the tribal knowledge captured? That's another risk or danger. Opportunities. What are the businesses that are essential that will continue to endure during, worst case scenario that we service? So customers that you service that will be least impacted. Those could be great opportunities. Other opportunities could be, what is the work that you do, services that you provide that pays the highest bang for buck, highest margin in return for least effort, least cost? What are the best paying jobs that you provide where you could maybe focus more of your efforts on and start to cut the fat on the stuff that really doesn't bring in a lot for your business? Another opportunity. So we've talked about number one, dangerous risks to be eliminated 90 days from now. Number two, we talked about opportunities to be captured 90 days from now. Number three, let's talk about capabilities to be acquired. Now these are going to, now that you've got the risks off the table, dangers off the table, now that you've talked about opportunities, what are capabilities that, for example, let's say that you wanted to, on the opportunity side, strengthen your marketing, but you don't have that capability. Let's say that you wanted to take advantage of, Facebook ads or LinkedIn, lead gen strategy, but you guys don't know how. Well, that's a capability that you need to acquire. And so if you don't know how, sometimes it's a matter of finding the who. So if there's a capability gap, in other words, you don't need to know today how to do it, but you write it down, and you'll have to determine how to figure it out. So capability gaps could be outsourcing, could be training, educating, could be hiring. So the third one are capabilities. So what are your capability gaps that you'd like to fill in? That's number three. Number four, messes to be cleaned up. So again, this could be an extension of those dangers or risks. So I can tell you one of the messes that we're working on cleaning up are our customer lists, our top 20 customers, identifying those, cleaning up our database, and making sure that everything's accurate and up to date. So our sales team can be focused on the right areas. So what are the messes? Could be digital, it could be physical. Messes could be, your training. If you have a training matrix, if you have, your processes are organized somewhere, is it a mess? Is it out of date? That's a mess that could be cleaned up over the next 90 days. So you'd want to get that done. So that's messes. Again, dangers or risks. You've got opportunities, you've got capabilities to be acquired, you've got messes to be cleaned up. And the final one are campaigns. Now this is sales marketing focus. So now that you've gone through all this stuff, let's say that you had decided one of the biggest risks and or opportunities, right? There's overlap here, was your top customers going away. So on the opportunity side, what are the opportunities you'd like to capture to offset that risk? And on the campaign side, let's say that you want to get in front of the customers who are, they represent the greatest opportunity. So for campaigns, it might be to have a sales blitz where your sales team is intentionally targeting, 20, 30, 40, 50, compiling a list, a target list, a hit list, and getting through it. That could be a campaign. Another campaign could be, launching Facebook ads to cast a wide net, or LinkedIn or Google to cast a wider net and increase your lead generation activities. So that would be a campaign. So brainstorming, could be generating more referrals, could be a referral program. So can you set up a program to get your current customers, clients to refer for you? Or again, getting back to Facebook ads, could you launch a campaign where you're retargeting, which is a strategy with Facebook ads, or it could just be launching a Facebook ad campaign just to get in front of more people. So those are campaigns. And again, I recommend 5 minutes, time box it, get all the ideas, and then from there you're going to go around the room and you're going to distill those down into a measurable, SMART is the acronym, so specific, measurable, agreed upon, realistic, and time-based. You essentially want to turn this raw material into an action plan that's measurable, that we call it key results or success criteria, that 90 days from now, this is true. These things are true. So campaigns are launched, key hires are put in place, all the things that need to happen 90 days from now. You want to distill those down from the raw material. So this exercise in and of itself, for getting all of the ideas and thoughts and worry out of your head, get them organized into these buckets, translate those into an action plan, and think in terms of what can we get done by the end of this quarter, and get your, if it's not you, if you've got your leadership team around you, get them involved in the process, set it up, and now you can just put your head down for the next 90 days and execute. That's the only thing left to do. And the other great part of this exercise is you're creating your not to-do list. So once you have this in place, everybody's laser focused on things that are going to have the biggest bang for your buck. So this is the exercise that's it's one of my favorite exercises. It's what I turn to every single quarter, and especially during times like this, we put a lot of focus and energy into it. And incidentally, in our some of you guys are in our Perfect Week coaching program, but this is something that we teach. We've got all the spreadsheets. We keep it really visual and simple and green, yellow, red for you to track this kind of stuff. So if you're interested, visit me over at bookwithtim.com or timuchuk.com. There's some information over there. TIMYEWCHUK.com. Feel free to check that stuff out. Otherwise, I hope this was useful. Great exercise. Really, all you need is a pen and a piece of paper to get it done. Hope that was helpful, and I will catch you guys soon. Hey, Tim Uchuk here, and real quick, if you enjoyed this podcast episode, if you could take a couple quick seconds to give it a rating, it would be very much appreciated. And secondly, if you're looking for more tools and strategies on how you can crush it in life and business, just head on over to bookwithtim.com, where I've put together a free case study which shows you how to unlock unprecedented freedom today by using the 2 power levers. Just head on over to bookwithtim.com. Until next time, wishing you success and freedom in your business. Cheers.